Hello everyone and welcome to another Getting Stuff Painted update, my bi-weekly give or take recap of the things that have been getting painted for the channel from the various miniature games, although there is definitely a theme this time. It's all Batman from two different games, a couple of miniatures from the Batman miniature game, and then a lot of miniatures, mostly hired goons from Gotham City Chronicles, trying to pump these out so that we can actually get to playing the game, although the Resident Evil 2 board game stuff is going to finish first. So we'll zoom back out a little bit and we can actually just get started looking through them. I'm going to go from left to right, so we're going to start with the Batman miniature game. Two miniatures from the... let me turn my screen so I can see better. Two miniatures from the Batman Who Laughs box that I did an unboxing of. Let's start with the man himself, the Batman Who Laughs. Get this right in there. So I did post a preview picture of this on Twitter, but I didn't like the base, so I've changed it now. Usually for the Batman miniature game stuff, I like them just to look like they're in streets because they're supposed to be fighting in Gotham. But he's standing on a stone covered with skulls, so I decided to go with a graveyard kind of look. Also, from the unboxing, you'll know I found a couple of bit of extra holes in the base, kind of like around this area. They're not supposed to be there. That was just casting damage, and rather than send it back, because good luck with that, decided instead to just like push some of the grass in there and just try and hide it basically. So it was a bit of a miscast. I have seen someone mentioning on, it was either Twitter or Reddit, they got their Batman Who Laughs box and one of the Robins was missing an arm. I know those feels because I have the second edition Batman Who Laughs mini. One of his Robins on that base was missing an arm and part of his underarm was missing as well. It's ridiculous, but hey, I love the miniature. It's the last thing I'll be buying from Night Models directly, that's for sure. And just finished as well, the Damien Who Laughs. Probably the most interesting version of Damien that exists, although he is very weird. If you want to see most of him, you have to read the spin-off to Batman Metal called Resistance. It's kind of set at the same time frame. But he's all weird, Joker-fied, he's a cannibal. I was trying to remember what happened to him, because he's not in the newer stories with the Batman Who Laughs, and I think if I remember rightly, spoilers obviously, I think Damien kills him by using an nth arrow, or an nth metal arrow fired by Green Arrow. I might be misremembering, but it's something like that. There was some sort of chain of events similar to that. Anyway, I do like the miniature. I had to position his arms a little bit different to how the official one is done, because that's just the way the joints were fitting together and I didn't want gaps. But yeah, interesting enough. So, we do have, well, start with the one I did a painting video on. While I was waiting for Season 1 of Gotham City Chronicles to arrive, I painted up some minis from Season 2. Starting with the one I did a painting video on, of course, which is Rebirth Batman. I did go over the yellow since that painting video a little bit, and I did go over the purple on the interior of his cape again as well, just because I wanted it to look less blotchy. I think it looks better now as a result, but obviously your mileage may vary. And the interesting thing is, although yes, they're second edition minis, there is a free PDF on Monolith's website where it says, oh, if you want to use some of these minis in Season 1 scenarios, here's the list you can exchange. And Rebirth Batman can be exchanged for normal Batman in the very first mission, so that means I don't need to paint up the normal Batman. This one is perfectly acceptable, so this is the one that'll be running the first mission once we eventually go do it. Also from Season 2, Batman Beyond, Toby McGinnis, I don't remember, it's McGinnis. Kind of showed him off in the painting video as well, so we're not going to spend too long dwelling on him. It's a fun miniature, a couple of layers of black Templar contrast to make it not look blotchy. It's taken away some of the shading as a result, but I think it looks better. And Blood Angel's red on the interior and his bat logo, etc. So this one I did just because I knew it'd be quick. Carmine Falcone, as he appears in Batman Eternal, if I remember correctly, so he is supposed to have the scratches from Catwoman. Couldn't pick them out to even try. I'm not 100% convinced they're sculpted on there, honestly. He's basically, this is him after his crime empire has fallen, so it's just a dude in a suit. But he's done. I thought knock it out quick. Also shown off in that painting video, Shen Fang. He's actually the first Gotham City Chronicles miniature I painted with contrast paint, which I think I said in the painting video for Rebirth. just because I'm not familiar with him, I don't have any particular affiliation, but he's a big dude with lots of creases, so it'd be a good example of how contrast works. And I think it turned out well. This is Apothecary White contrast. I didn't like how bright it still looked, so I did Null Oil over the top to add to the creases. If you think it looks a bit too dark now, just don't use the Null Oil and it actually works really well. Gotham Flesh, as always, is a good thing to do skin tone as well. So these two I didn't show off. This is the Season 2 Red Hood, which is obviously you can just use as a stand-in miniature instead of the Season 1 Red Hood, who is brandishing a minigun. Kind of happy with how that turned out, honestly. I think the contrast worked well with him. Same colours as I've been mentioning. His jacket is snakebite leather. So that's done. This one I'm not as happy with. It's James Gordon as Batman. Haven't done Rookie yet, that's on the list. But yeah, skinny James Gordon with his like bat taser. Similar to the Rebirth thing in terms of like his insignia and his utility belt. I dry brushed a little bit of the fang over the top of the black contrast because he is kind of meant to be blue lit. And I think it'll look better with Rookie next to him, but just had time to get him done so far. He commands Rookie if you use him in the game as well, which is neat. So Rookie is on the table, he will be done. So now from Season 1, to do the first scenario, I think you need like 28 miniatures. And that includes a lot of hired goons in sets of 4. I've still got 2 sets of 4 to go, I believe. So they're all the same. There is a decision when you get these types of henchmen. Like, do you do all the henchmen of one type the same, or do you vary up the colours? You can. The reason I didn't is I think from a watchability point of view, it'll be much easier for a viewer to spot if I say, oh, I've activated the shotgun brutes, and you know they look like that. Then you know what to look for at a distance. Oh, it's the tan coloured shirts. So you know, you know to look for them on the table. And I think that will help watchability. So that's why and it actually helped speed up the painting process because you can just assembly line them essentially and do each part after. So that's Skeletal Horde shirts. No, it's not in focus. Space Wolves blue for the pants. Gotham Flesh, some lead belcher, and snakebite leather. Simple as that for them. I'll show off the last one, even though again they're all basically identical. Simple as that, and very quick to knock out. So then there's 4 Willem Dafoe looking hired goons with Uzis. Kind of like first Sam Raimi Spider-Man era Willem Dafoe. A little bit. I'm not saying 1 for 1, I'm just saying a little bit. I hate when I notice things like that as well because I can never unnotice. Again, all done the same. Talistar blue for the jacket. The fang for the jeans. Just white for the shirt. Didn't even do Apothecary White, that's just literally grey sear with Null Oil over the top. And snakebite for the hair. I've shown off 2 or 3 of these already. It doesn't matter, they're all identical. This can be the last one, they're all the same. 99% they're all the same. So the last henchman, a little bit weird these ones. It's Court of Owl people with dual handguns. They are meant to, like the official art has them wearing red suits and black suits, red ties. So I went with the whole Agent 47 look. It wouldn't surprise me if that was on purpose though. Because I think, did the Hitman games start getting made by a French developer? Or was it British? I can't remember. But either way, massive Agent 47 energy from these Court of Owl people. I don't know why they're helping Bane, which is the setup to the first mission. But hey, they are. Because if I remember correctly, Bane and the Court of Owls, like, they got into quite a long fight at one point. Oh, they were temporary allies, maybe. I can't quite remember. So yeah, 4 of these. I know I've only shown off 3. But this is what all businessmen are going to look like once we rebel against them. Not to get too topical. So yeah, 4 of them. Done very quickly. So this is actually fun. This is... Bane comes with 2 miniatures in Gotham City Chronicles. Almost said Sirens. If I've said Sirens in the video, I didn't notice. Gotham City Sirens. Did it there. That was actually an accident. Gotham City Chronicles. They're not even called Sirens anymore. They're called Birds of Prey. He comes with 2 miniatures. Pre-Venom. usage and post-Venom usage. So this is how he starts. Still obviously pretty buff, but the Venom is just kind of lingering. It's not been injected into the system yet. He's smarter but not as tough. Like within the rules of the game. You can actually, like, I think you can arm the bombs, because the mission is about bombs or computers, something like that. But then, not only does he go up to a bigger base, he injects the Venom, he becomes stupider, but he becomes much stronger, to the point he can actually smash through walls, which is kind of neat. I love these miniatures as well, they're very fun. Very, very easy to paint. Black Templar, Gulliman Flesh, all the, like, that's the other thing, most of these miniatures have used the exact same colours. It was so easy to crank them out. Warp Lightning for the Venom tubes. And a little bit of, Nurgling Green to highlight his veins with the Venom flowing through them. Very fun to paint, and it didn't take that long at all. It was great. So he's the major villain in the first Gotham City Chronicles mission. As I say, there's still like 8 henchmen to go, so there's still a little bit of a wait. But cracking on, like getting on with it and getting it done. I have no idea where I'm going to store all these, but we're getting on with it at the very least. And I'm working my way through the Batman Who Laughs box. I want to have the Robins Who Laugh done so we can do a battle report soon. A thematic one, if possible. At least that's what's brewing. So yeah, that's everything I've done for the last however long it's been since I did one of these. Still painting a lot in the minute. Hope you enjoyed looking at this, and I hope it helps encourage you to paint your own miniatures as well. It's a good distraction. Anyway, I'll leave it at that and say thank you very much for watching. Please do subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Ta-ta for now.